back away. Welcome back to Utopia³. Ooh, well, I wasn't going to show you that yet. Damn it. I'm going to start with a little bit of bees. I've moved on off camera. I bred up. I was going for Unweary and I accidentally got industrious. I thought, well, rather than do Unweary, I ended up with a couple of Unweary drones. I thought I'll keep them, and I've gone straight onto industrious. So, this industrious is the key one. I can always get on Unweary later on when I can do serums and stuff. I have got an issue here, as you can see. I need to start dealing with all these extra bees I've got. So I'm going to start in a minute. I'm going to make a gene pool and start turning these into liquid DNA. So that's what the start of this episode is going to be. So I got industrious. Then I thought, well, I might as well do it with this side as well. So rather than going to majestic, I went on to imperial. Now what happened was, I ended up with a pure imperial princess with no drone. So what I actually did was I got a second princess. This was a meadows princess, and I just put it in that left-hand apiary with 3 or 4 nobles, and I kept cycling it through, and that became a noble. And then I started breeding it with these crossbreed majestics, and I ended up with a imperial drone. And as I said, I already had an Imperial Princess, so the Imperial and Princess and the drone went together, and they're in that side now. So I've got Imperials producing on the left, and I've got Industrious producing on the right. Obviously when it's not raining, which it's always raining, well, that won't be a problem very much longer, because as soon as we get an Alveary, which is what we're heading towards now, I shall be able to give it a rain shield, like this. Rain shield and a light. So there's an Alveary rain shield, and what that does, a couple of electron tubes. So we're going to need a thermionic fabricator from forestry, and what I'll do is that'll make it so it works in the rain. So that's awesome. So that's why I pushed as quick as I can towards getting an Alveary. And what we need for an Alveary is these 2 products. This comes from the industrious bees, the pollen, and this comes from the imperial bees, the royal jelly. If we look what we can make with them, first of all we can make ambrosia, which is like regen potion. So that's an option if you haven't got any gas tears to make regen potions, and if you haven't got ice magic or anything like that. These things are really important that we use royal jelly for. These are the serum vials that you use for making serums from extra bees, so they're really important. So you need imperial for that. So imperials are a key component of anything to do with extra bees. And then in the carpenter, I think I showed it last episode, these things, as you can see, they take beeswax and pollen and royal jelly and honey. So you need loads of honey, which is why we've been squeezing honey. We need loads of beeswax, so I've been keeping that. We need industrious bees for the pollen, imperial for the royal jelly, and I can start now working towards them. And we need 27 times 8. A lot. We need a lot of scented panelings, because we need 8 of them. Let's go back to that again, just real quickly. You see 8 of them go around each of the impregnated casings, and we need 27 for our first Alveary. And look at that, the sun's out, beautiful. Now, I've shown you that again, I still didn't mean to show you it yet. So, when Nemsons run Opis, my base, because I always squeeze it into such a small place, is causing, it's not a massive load on the server, but it seems to be the highest load place on the server. So I decided to spread out. So what I've made here is a little sky factory on a brick pillar. I've not quite finished yet. Little sky factory. I've used a bit of carpet blocks, but I ain't gone mad. And I've used cyan clay. What we've got up here, it's going to be my new factory area, and it's 3 chunk by 3 chunks, so it's 9 chunks. So I'm instead of having things spread on top of each other, which makes it all in one chunk, I'm going to spread things out into separate chunks. I'm going to have like an engine chunk. I'm going to have a chunk. I'm going to have an IC2 chunk. Why did that not work? Am I lagging out? Oh look, there it is. Bit of chat lag there, wasn't they? My bag opens up alright. It's maybe Sky. Causing Sky maybe the lag creator. So yeah, so I've got this little place here, so I'm going to concentrate on the family expansion corner, an IC2 corner, Ender IO corner, and so on. And what I've got down below here is I built a little crawl space underneath. These are stone slabs and brick slabs, so nothing can spawn down here even if it's dark, but it can't anyway because I've got a magnum torch up there, as you can see. I made iron block floor because why not? I've got loads of iron. And the reason why I made iron block floor is because it's fully micro blockable as well. So if I want to cover anything with micro block covers or anything like that. That's why I wanted something vanilla-y for the floor, and I want it vanilla-y but not boring looking, so I went with iron blocks. So I'm going to run all the wires rather than in the floor blocks. I'm going to run them through the floor, run all the wires in this area. So this is 2.5 blocks high, and then as you can see, we go down here. Let's go back up one at first anyway. So I've got a little ring of elevators around here, and we can go down. You can see my castle, my tower there. So the lighthouse might still become a lighthouse. It might become a mage tower, and all my magic stuff's going to keep over there, so I don't have to have it chunk loaded. And all the tech stuff's going to be over here chunk loaded. If we go down again and again, I've got this nice little corridor. I'm going to put a little train down. Now these are inverted lamps from Project Red. This is chisel marble, and this is crushed obsidian from Railcraft. And this stops mob spawn, by the way. It acts like gravel, so you've got to have something underneath it. But this is just crushed obsidian, and mobs can't spawn. The can't spawn in here anyway because it's light enough. But I could have this pitch black and nothing could spawn in here. And then I've just got a little secret door there. So I've got a secret route from down here across over there. Wonderful. Now I think we're making a farming age. A farming and steam age. So it's going to be trains and farms. So I'll probably move on my farms to that at some point once we've got that up and running. Fuel's looking good. That's all full. This is getting high. I'm going to start working out something to do with that. I'm going to get a couple more spawners on the go. I think I mentioned that the other day as well. I'm going to start collecting trophies. So I'm going to get safari nets with all the things in that have trophies and start collecting them. So how much of this I've got? I'm going to need... I've got 203 buckets worth. I think I need 270 buckets worth to make enough of these Alveary blocks. Enough of these scented panellings. We need half, it looks like, per. So I'm going to do a little bit of maths off camera and I'll work out exactly how much honey I need. I might have enough. And right, let's head up then. So I'm going to make a first machine here from extra bees just to handle all them drones. So I can actually throw them combs in there. And oops, empty handful. Start that process again. I've been turning these off just in case. Now, it's my understanding that translocators are really quite load light, but they look like they're real busy. So I don't know if I mean, is that just a really simple graphic that doesn't actually put a lot of load on? But I don't know. I'll turn them off when I'm not using it. I'll put a couple of recipes into the ME network. What have I put in? I've put in... Where is it? I put in that guy, steady casing, which is just 8 bronze in a square. And I put in that guy, apiarist machine. So that's the first we need to make. So I'm going to make an apiarist machine. And for that I needed this guy. This is a basic circuit board. And he's made in a carpenter. Just a single bucket of water, 6 redstone and a bit of tin. Got me the basic circuit board. So I need to throw that in there. And then I need to try and that craft again. Did I click begin the first time? I don't think I did I? No. So let's craft one of them things. So because I'm going to need a few of these. Oh, oops. There we go. Because I'm going to need a few of these, I've put the rest. I put the. Oh yeah, I did make one. Oh well, now I've got 2. If you look in this, it goes into genetic machine, acclimatizer. I'm going to be using the acclimatizer as well, so I need one of them. Databank and indexer if we don't need so much, but genetic machines, if you look in them, they go into the advanced stuff. So each one of them needs a genetic machine which needs one of these things. So I think I need about 7 of these in total. But what we're going to go with first is skip them 2, and then advanced genetic machines are what we make after that, and then the actual good stuff's all in there. So we are going to have to make some of them. But what we're going to make at the minute though is this guy, gene pool. So we need a genetic machine, and that's what I need the circuit board for, of course. The basic one is just copper, redstone, and the thing. So I actually wanted to put that basic machine into a factory. Oh god, what words was them? Into a factory, into a pattern. But I'm failing massively here. Let's go into there, and what I want is a recipe for that guy. There we go. At some point I'm going to have to automate the making of these circuit boards. So let's whip that up there. get stuck in them. What we got? So I'm just putting this B stuff here for now. I've not decided what page I want it on, but I've also put a pattern in for untreated frames. Now I did make a load of them treated sticks, which are up there still somewhere. There they are, up there in that barrel. I'm going to get rid of them first, but after that, using them sticks. Let's get one out. Using the impregnated sticks, you don't actually get any production bonus, but what they'll do, they'll last 3 times longer. I think it's 3 times longer than a standard frame with standard sticks. So that's your impregnated frame. Your normal frames only last a third of the time, but if you've got it auto crafted, it doesn't matter how long it lasts. So because you're only using wood anyway. But I probably will automate it just to get rid of all the creosote I've got. But once it wears out, it doesn't matter. You can just use normal sticks and normal frames. You just have to use a bit more wood. But if you've got a tree farm, it's no big deal. So what we can make now is we can make the next one up. Let's find it. Not doing a good job here, am I? There we go. Genetic machine. So I've got a data bank in. I've got a circuit board thing in there, so that should have crafted. Come on. Can't see for looking. Now what do we need with this? We need gold, redstone, some tanks and a bit of glass. So let's use it. Let's do it in here. So in fact, let's stop messing about and just put it in there like I should have done the first place. So I need 4 of these first. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there we go. We've got 1 gene pool. Excellent. Now where are we going to store this? Well, I've got a little idea for that as well. So I'm going to stick that on there, so it's going to get power, because of course the power lines run underneath it. So there we go, that's got power now. That's good. What I'm going to make is one of these barrels. So I believe it needs 6 of them. And I believe it needs 1 little bit of a rubber band there. 1 cauldron, I believe. And how does this go together? What was the other bit? Was it glass? It was, oh, weighted pressure plates. How would we make them? Oops. We make them. Okay. Just saying. So, it says them. And that gets us a, called a fire block. I'm still sure that's the wrong name. But all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to have that. Where am I going to have that? I'm going to have that next to this. Just there for now. And with a bit of this stuff, excuse me, with a bit of this fluid conduit, I'm just going to run fluid into the barrel like that. Awesome. So we'll click on that, and we want to auto extract, and any liquid that gets put into here should get put into there. So now we can start processing all these bees, and of course you can pick the barrel up. So when we've got rid of this and we want to move it somewhere a bit better than where it is, we can shift it. So I'm going to start with all these commons. I've actually got 3 stacks of them. I've got a stack inside already. So what I generally do is, I need a hopper, and a chest. What I generally do is I keep a stack of each one that I've bred. So I'll show you up here. If I can fly properly, there we go. So in my little drone filing cabinet here, you see I've got a stack of common, I've got a stack of cultivated, so we can use them for further breeding. And I've got pretty much close to a stack of diligence and nobles there, so everything else can get slung in here. So let's get a hopper, which I believe I've got one. There it is. And let's grab a chest, which I also believe I've got in here. I've got chests. Someone just opened the truffle white ender chest, I think. And this should work, one would hope. That on there. That on there. Now, let's have a look. Let's start with a stack of them commons. Yeah, that's working. What I want to do though is, before I do that, just because that's a stack, let's come here, you. Oh, I'm making a mess of this. Get out. And you get out. Because that's a stack, it's actually nice and easy to realise that altogether. And that, did I only have one bit of honey left in there? Well, honey, of course, is getting turned into liquid honey, but I believe we can put honeydew in there as well, which gets dropped. We can. So, yeah, because that's a full stack, it only takes one bit of honey to realise a full stack there. So now when they go in there, we can sling them in, and them in, and because they've been realised, you actually get a bit more honey per bee. So that's going to start filling this guy up. This drum has a few drops of liquid DNA, so we can leave that there until we've cleared all them bees out, and then any extra drones we get, we can just put that there for now. A little manual ghetto system. So I'm going to go and work away at that and get all this sorted, and I shall be back in a bit. I'll maybe start moving my stuff across there, because I guess there's no time like the present. Back in a bit. Okay, it turns out I wasn't back in a bit. It's actually the next day, and I'm back on the server now. The server's been down for about 12 hours because the server went down last night, and then someone went around to put it back up. So we've got it back up now. I was on last night, but I'd been in the pub, so I was a little bit too under the weather to record, let's say. So I've not done a great deal. What I have done though is I moved a carpenter over here, and I've connected it to the honey that was stored in that barrel there, in that drum, and I've started making the scented panellings. Now, I had one stack of imperial jelly and one stack of pollen. This is the amount of wood and beeswax we need to get enough scented panelling to make one Alveary. But at the minute, I am still waiting on production, because this is all very slow. This is the slowest one that you make though. As soon as you get one of these, things start getting quicker. So I need another 2 stacks and a bit of these guys, so it's coming pretty slow. So what I'm doing is just keeping an eye, making sure these have got frames in, because they produce better with frames in. He says, looking at an apiary with no frames in. There we go. So that should help that a bit. And I'm just working my way through them. And once we get over a stack of each drone, which we haven't got many of yet, then I'll start creating more DNA for later on. Now, what I generally do is I'll create a cultivated pair, because cultivated are the quickest honey producers, just standard honeycomb, and I'll make them into 4 times fertility using the fertility that I'll get from winter bees later on, and I'll have them as my producers of DNA. So I'll just keep feeding them extra drones into that, but that's for later on. So we've got some scented panelling, so I'll just do a little bit more on bees while we're going then. I've got 64, which is enough for 8 frames, 8 Alveary blocks, so we should be able to craft them. Craftable, I'm sure I'll put it in here. And where is it? Filling again. Well, I swear there's frame housing. There it is. Couldn't see it for looking. So I can make 8 of these. Wonderful. I should just type things in the bloody top, shouldn't I? Find it miles easier. There we go. So I've got 8 of them, and what I can do is I can start making them into things we're going to need. So I am going to need, for certain, I am going to need not all these things just yet. I'm going to need mutators, because this is going to be a breeding Alveary, of course. So I think, I need to remind myself, I think only one of them is all we're going to need. And I am going to want 1 frame housing, because I'm going to want an Oblivion frame in my breeder. I'm going to want 1 rain shield and 1 lighting block. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need at least 6 golden electron tubes and 2 diamante electron tubes. So to make them, we use this thing called a thermionic fabricator, which I have got one of just here, and that needs power. So we'll pop it on top of the power line there, and you'll see that I'll start heating up, and the diamante, so let's actually put in. Let's start with the gold ones. Frame housing, golden electron tubes. So I need for 4 of them, and I can't remember how many I said I needed. Was it 7? 6, 7, 8. 2 more, and then that'll get enough for them. And I'm going to want 2 diamante ones, aren't I? So I'm going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds, I believe. And we also need a bit of glass for this. This works on melting glass to create the glass around the electron tubes. Kind of makes sense. So glass, where are you? There you are. 4 bits of glass should do. So we'll drop a bit of glass in there. Now, this is generally one of the machines that I keep disconnected when I don't need it. See, it's used some of the glass and filled up that little hopper there. So because this draws power, so I generally have it unplugged when I don't need it, because I don't see the point of just throwing power away. So 8 of them guys, and 4 of them guys, and then wasted a bit of glass out, never mind. That can go back in there for now. So we want 1 frame housing, which uses iron. 1, 2, 3. So that'll be for our Oblivion frames. Then we need a mutator. Now this is all changed. You can get maximum mutation from one uranium ore. So you only need 1 mutator ever. I'll explain more when we actually start breeding, but that's all you really need to know about that, just for the time being. So we're just going to make one of these guys. That was 2 of the diamonds, wasn't it? So there's our mutator block, and then we're going to rain shield, which is 3 bricks. We should have some bricks in here. 2 of them guys, and finally the light. Alveary light, is it just called? Alveary lighting. That's just glowstone. Wonderful. Should have glowstone about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So them is the important Alveary blocks that I need for my mutator Alveary, my breeding Alveary, and that can go to one side for now, because as I say, until we've got enough, you can all go there. Until we've got enough pollen and imperial jelly, we can't do any more. So what I was doing last night, I was messing around up here, and I've built a little. I've changed things around a little bit again. So I've kind of laid out my areas, how I'm going to have things. I made it look a bit more industrial with some hazard plating and some factory blocks around here. And I've got a little docking thing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a crane jib across here with some chain and a pallet, as if it's going to get dropped down through there. I quite like them rusty blocks as well. That's another factory block there. These are all factory blocks. Them blocks there and these blocks here are all a factory block, and it worked quite nice. What I want to do here is I want to put a door across this. So what I've made is I've made myself 5 of these special guys. Oops, are in here. These are advanced drawbridges from Tinker's Constructs. Now the basic drawbridge is made like so. I've made some blank casts and aluminium brass. So that's all going back to how you make your casts for your tool things when we first started doing Tinkers in the early episodes. And you combine it with some bronze redstone dispensers. That gets you the normal ones of these. And then the advanced one uses another blank cast, another bit of aluminium brass, and a bit more redstone. And what this can do is it can change the material that it's going to put across. So where exactly do I want this? I'm going to have them 1, 2. I might actually make another 5 of these and have this 2 double thickness. What I'm going to do is I want to place these. Oops, I want it facing. Don't want you facing that way, do I? Well, I can probably wrench them, but it's easy just to break them, I think, and replace them the right way. 1, 2, 3, and we'll fly and place them the right way. 1, 2, 4. Now, I actually might want this a bit lower, but what you can do with these first things you can do is you can disguise them as any block, so we can make them look like the way, and they don't do the connected texture properly. That's interesting. I dropped one. So I think I'm going to move this a bit lower. I'll set it up like this just to show you. Then I think I'm going to have it double thickness and in this band here, so we get a double thick. Yeah, double thick. So and there. And then what you can do with these, the advanced ones, they have an inventory here, and in the inventory you can select which blocks you want, so you don't actually have to have the same block right across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that the door comes across and it's going to be metal with glass in the middle so we can actually see through it. So I'm going to go mess around, set that off, because it's going to take a little bit of me working a couple of things out. Yeah, I don't like how that doesn't connect and the things are going the wrong way. So I'm going to change that around a little bit. I shall be back in a bit. And there I am, and it's night time, and it's night time for a reason. I'm going to do something in just a minute, but I got this set up kind of all like it. It's weird, these don't connect texture, but the actual door itself does, so that's weird, but that kind of looks alright, I think. I may put carpenter's blocks in here and make it so that all these don't connect. You can force things not to connect by using the carpenter block and then putting the skin onto the carpenter block if you're really bothered about how it looks. But all I've got here is I've got a little switch there from the switches mod I forgot we had. I'd actually set this up with a toggle latch until I saw a switch in my chest that I'd made before. This is a real nice little, just a lever, but they look a bit prettier than a lever. Iron, a red dye and a green dye for the off and the on. So if we turn that on, there we go, shuts our door. So the door's shut when it's on. How's that look? Well, that's a bit of cyan clay and a bit of edge glass, and you see the fact that the edge glass connects, the texture connects in there. So because they are the advanced ones, what we've got in the outer ones, I've just got 5 clay, and in the inner ones I've got the clay, then 3 glass, then a clay, and it can actually also, I believe, you can actually have it so it skips some as well. So let's take that middle one out and shut this. Oh, check that out. Oh, it doesn't come back again though. Okay, it just misses that off the rest, it seems. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Right, so let's put that back, and we'll leave that shut now so I don't fall down there. Sweet. Now, what I want to do next is I've added Silk Touch to my Shovel the Earth mover. Going on a bit of a tangent here. It's not quite midnight. I'm waiting for midnight. I'll show these labels, by the way, what I've done here. I've got a little carpenter's hatch there so I can get underneath. The underneath this, by the way, the wiring is really straightforward. It's just red alloy wire along the back, across here and onto that block that's got the switch on. So that's all I've done. Nothing spectacular at all. Let's get up here. Could do with a clock really, see what time it is. What I've got is, up on this little hill here, I've got an enchanting table. In my bag I've got my division sigil, and I've got a lasso with a cow in it. Now let's just dump this other stuff in here for now out of the way. All the stuff from making that thing. Well, there's not enough room in there, is there? But never mind. So what we can do with this sigil thing, now you only get these from looting chests and stuff. If you click on that, sorry, if you shift click on that, it's the activation ritual for the sigil. Has a redstone circle. So the redstone circle, you just put 8 bits of redstone around the enchanting table. Circle placed on dirt, that's correct, so it's on grass, that's good enough. You can see the moon, which is good enough. The altar's in darkness, so you can't have any light around it, also good enough. And the sacrifice must be made at midnight. So it's too early, so it's not quite midnight yet. What I'm going to do here is, in a minute, as soon as it's late enough, must be about midnight, Christ. Perform the sacrifice, sweet. So get a cow, kill the cow. This has become cursed earth, which is what I want. Cursed earth spawns mobs, and I want to silk touch this stuff because this is what I want. I want some cursed earth. Cursed earth can spawn mobs whenever it wants. It's like grass is for cows, then cursed earth is for any kind of bad monster. Bad monster, you know what I mean? It looks like the Shovel Air pump doesn't really work on it. And sunlight destroys this. As you can see, it's got quite a good spawn rate. And I think things spawn... God damn it. So if the sun comes out, that's going to start burning that. So I don't really want the sun to come out just yet. As you can see, it's very heavy. Go away, you two dickheads. Is that a dark mage? It is a dark mage. And come here, you. So, oh shit. So you see, it's quite heavy. What I'm going to do... I said it's supposed to be natural earth. Ritual failure. Oh no, no. Looks like I tried to... Ah, it's because I'm killing stuff on it. Okay. I'm getting that ritual failure message because I was killing stuff. These guys got so much armor. Die, fool. So what I think I need to do now is I need to actually deal with this and probably wait till daytime. Yo, Nick. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go down here for a sec. Now that's got 128 range, so with soul shards these days you have to be within 16 blocks. That stuff you don't have to be, but of course you can't actually control it getting spawned. But what I am going to do is keep coming down. Oops, back up one. I've started clearing this area out, so this is going to be the same size underneath as it is up top. And I'm going to change all this for grass, and I'm going to plant the cursed earth down here. And now, is it just sunlight that changes this into normal grass, or is it any kind of light? We shall see. So if I put some normal dirt around this, have I got my wand on me? I have, wonderful. There's some dirt. It'll do. So this cursed earth should start spreading like normal grass does, and then mobs going to be able to spawn down here. Now, I'm going to set up a system with fans from open blocks and conveyors from MFR and grinders from MFR to start boosting up my mob essence that way. And right, we'll come back to that. We'll see if that actually needs darkness for it to spread. Anyway, so that's what I want to do. Just quickly do that ritual. Now, oops, elevator up here, and I think I can just ignore that until daytime. I've got enough to get me going. I'm fairly confident it spreads like grass. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm fairly confident. So they're all buffed as well by the look of it. Fun times. Ooh. Right. So I'm going to be back when the daylight's here, and I'll collect a bit more of that and work out what's next in the episode. I am not 100% sure. Back in a bit. Okay then, here I am back again, and I've tidied this place up down here. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do with this yet, but I've given it marble walls and a dirt floor for now. And I've got 57 of that care stuff in my inventory there. Now I'm pretty sure that does spread if it's dark enough. So I need to work out, because I'm going to use fans to push the mobs in certain directions. I'm going to use a conveyor belt. I'm going to feed the mobs all into a mob grinder, which is going to get me mob essence, and then we're going to have a spawning room with an auto spawner, so I can get a couple of other things ready. What I also want to do is, as I have, it's dark again, I haven't actually showed you these labels, have I? These labels I'll show you real quick. Docking, so this is just like a bit of a gimmicky bit where I'm going to make something like a little docking area. I might even make something like a cargo aeroplane or something down there on a, well, I might make something anyway, as if it's putting the docking into a hold or something. Let's go around them clockwise from here. So liquid storage, I'm going to start using these barrels, because them drums that I used last episode, because they're really cool. I'm going to show you a little bit about them in a minute. Applied logistics, I'm going to go here, so my Mac and all my terminals and stuff are going to go in this section. Over here we're going to have IC2 stuff. I'm going to do some IC2 pretty soon. Matter fabricator, general processing, stuff like that. Here, nuclear power, I'm going to power my IC2 with nuclear, and I'm going to put it all in reinforced stone, because I've blown the last three nukes I made up, so I'm going to make sure I don't blow this base up with it. Buildcraft, forestry and binnies mods, so my bee stuff, buildcraft, so I guess rock crusher is going to go in this corner, forestry, or carpenter, squeezer, stuff like that, so all the buildcraft stuff's going to go in that corner, and MJ stroke RF power. My engine banks, I'm going to go with fully with the compression dynamos as my power source in this server, I think. So I've worked out I can fit a lot. For the little stacks of 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can have 9 stacks of 16. So it's 144 engines, each putting out 4. So it'd be like having 4 boilers in that space. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to be making most of that into MJs, but I'll divert some off into RF power as well. So keeping it as RF rather than converting it with a conduit. So using the thermal expansion conduits, and then I'll be feeding that into this side, which is the Ender IO processing, and my thermal expansion machines will be in this bit. And there we are back at the start. So that's how I'm going to be doing stuff in there. So because each thing will be in its own chunk, I shouldn't overload the chunks like I'm prone to do. Now what I want to grab from here is a couple of things I'm going to be using down there. One of them, let me show this thing with the barrels. So I've got this barrel of honey here, and I've got this barrel with a little bit of DNA in it, and I have been putting a barrel on this to make some more. So I want to need some more steel for more barrels anyway. So see that creosote's going to that barrel. So when the barrels are full, check what you can do with them. I keep calling them barrels. They're technically called drums, even though they're called firebox in our pack at the minute. But where do I want to be? I want to be over there. And where are they? They're in here somewhere. Have I misplaced them? Oh shit, what have I done with them? Really should have found them before I started talking about them. Where the hell have I put them? Oh, I know where they are. Put them in there. Check that out, when they're full of stack. So you can actually pick these up and the stack when they're full. So I've got 500,000. So I've got 512 buckets worth of creosote in that one block that stacks in inventory. Now if you think about it, these are only a block each. I at first thought these took over 2 blocks. But if you think about the size of one of them, so 5 by 5 by 5, that's 125 block space that's using up. And each one of these works out at 32 buckets a block. And you add that up, that works out at 4,000 buckets. So if these are each a block each, which they are, they look tall, but they are actually still only a block, then the actual space you can have for them is the amount of liquid you can have in the same space, the same footprint as that's phenomenal. The only difference is, of course, you can only pump in and out the top. You can't actually tell as much is in it. If you click on the side, it tells you it's full, or it tells you it's empty, or it tells you it's got a small amount. But they do trigger off Buildcraft gates, which is cool. I checked that out yesterday. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something similar to the warded jar retrieval and moving system, so that I'm going to set some systems up where a tool dynamism tablet will place an empty barrel. When the barrel's full, it'll trigger a redstone signal. So I'll show you that I'm not making that up. And a gate, there we go. So as you can see, this should trigger that the barrel is full. Oops, I meant to do that, but never mind. So there you go, fluid in tank, tank empty, tank full is triggered. So you can use that as a redstone signal. So you can have it so that whenever a drum gets full, the tool dynamism tablet's going to break it, a vacuum hopper can suck it up, and another tool dynamism tablet can place a fresh one. So I can have little automated barrel things, and I've worked in factories that have kind of got things similar to that, not with vacuum hoppers of course, but you know, little things that place things and underneath hoppers and stuff like that. So that's really cool, I like that. Right, a couple of things then before I go. I'm just going to mess around and make a little bit of ethereal glass, see if it explodes. Ethereal glass, I'm going to need a stack of glass, which is going to get me 8 worth in it, yeah. So I want enough for 8 of these things, so I need 8 iron ingots, 8 diamonds, 8 iron ingots. How many diamonds I've got? Christ. 8 diamonds, and we'll go and go somewhere safe because this can blow up. Let's go over it. So the other thing, one of the reasons why I did that ritual was to get the cursed earth, of course, and the other reason is because it actually makes your division sigil activated, and you can use it to make these things. Now this is, I think, the main thing you make with these. You can use it for unenchanting stuff as well if you check on it. I think if you right click, no. If you press E, no. If you press something, what the hell do I press? There's something that you can press. It tells you all about stuff. As if I can't remember what it is. Oh, hang on. Do I just mouse over it and press shift? Nope. Oh well, you can kind of use it for an enchanting, but I can't remember how to do it. What a fool. Yep, I've got a crafting station. So I've done this before in my pocket crafting table, and it makes things a bit awkward. So I'm gonna have a go in here. So what we want is, now will it let me make more than one of these at a time? No. So this is going to explode if I act quick enough. See it getting redder and redder. If it gets far enough, it will explode. If you take it out the crafting table, if you shut the crafting table, it'll explode. And you can only do one at a time, which is a bit of a ball ache. So how do I put one in there? Can I? No. Okay. I have to manually do this then. So one of them. Get rid of that. Some glass round. Get me another 4. So what this ethereal glass is real good for is you can put it places like this, and then I can walk through that, but mobs can't. I actually need to make some of this on the Resident Raz server because I blew Sace's ethereal glass up, and I sorry, not Sace. I blew Sace's ethereal glass up, and I've not replaced it yet. So now, if this is a mob area and some mobs manage to escape, they can't get in there and blow this place up. So they're restricted to outside here. So that's pretty cool. So that's ethereal glass. I'm going to make some more of that. So I'll leave this down here, and I'll come back and do that later. And the other thing that's really useful, this is pretty new, and you may have seen some other people do this, but I've not used it yet, is if we head really quickly back over there, for making spawn areas now using that cursed earth, it has to be dark, of course. Now we do have the blackout curtains, which are really cool, which I have used before. I've got some wool in here, sure I have. Wool. Son of a bitch. Thought I clicked on that. So, of course, 6 of them makes blackout curtains. So I made a few of them. And then with a blackout curtain, so a blackout curtain, of course, it stops all light coming in. So if I wanted to put some here, I can go like that. And if I filled the entire thing up, then no light could come through this. But I can still walk through it, yeah? So I can still walk through it, but mobs can also walk through that, so that's not perfect, but it's really good for blocking light out. What we can do this now is, there we go. It's worked now. That's what I was trying to do with the division sigil that I left behind now. What did I do? Did I just press? Oh, I pressed U. Of course I did. Division sigil, if you press U when you're looking at it, it'll explain some stuff. There we go. That's what I was trying to do downstairs, and I forgot all about it. Tells you how to unenchant stuff with it. There we go. So there's the curtains, and what we can do now is we can get this thickened glass, which I actually don't have any of. Sandy glass, sand and glass. Let's quickly backtrack some of this. And what I'm after making here is this stuff called dark glass. That's really cool. Let's have a stack of that. I need to cook that off right. Let's get that cooking. And the first bit we get in here, there we go, got a bit there. So if we surround this with some of these dark curtains and then get some ink sacks, there we go. Make this stuff dark glass, and that acts like this, it blocks all light out. So we can create a proper dark room with that. You can see in it, but it'll block all light out. So it can be light out here, and it can be dark inside the room. So there we go. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to mess around with down there. The other things I'm going to mess around with are fans. Let's have a look at a fan. There's the fan. So let's make one of them. Oh, whoops. 33 of them. Didn't quite mean to do that, but I'm going to use them anyway. What this does is, you can't turn these off, so once you place them, they're a bit of a pain. But if you put them down, see it's blowing me away. So you can have them next to your spawn area and it'll blow the mobs away to the direction you want, and then we can combine them, of course, with some conveyor belt, which I've got some of as well, to then direct them towards the grinder. So if I'm a mob that spawned there, you can maybe hear the baby shouting. There we go. So you can control where you want your mobs to go. So that's what I'm going to be doing off camera between this and the next episode. I'm going to start setting up something down there. Going to do a lot of testing with it, so I'm going to do it on camera. And then when I've got something like what I want to do with it, I shall come back and do the next episode and show you what I've worked out. So, as always, thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit messy with it being over like a day and a half, but I hope it's enjoyable all the same. My little new build is coming on strong there. I am going to get my power up there at some point. I'm going to expand this thing so I've got at least twice as many of these engines, and I think I'm going to use thermal expansion liquid ducts to put all the liquid in. I don't know, I might stick with this. Anyways, that's by the by. I'll let you go now, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers. Bye.